collective. It is timeless and general, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Remember that when you catch this, it's for the coming week for you. And yeah, let's just dive right in. I'm gonna put some prosperity dust on the table, inviting in all prosperity for everyone. Yes. Okay. And gonna read from this little book called Think by Dr. Robert Anthony. See what we get today. This one. What works for you may not work for someone else. So what makes you think your way is so much better? That's funny. This I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I just put out a little video recently. You may have seen it or not, but I felt I was very guided to send out a message of needing to rise up together in solidarity, to honor each other's differences, to in the face of various things going on in the world where um, you know it seems like there's a lot of things happening where people are being pitted against one another, and anyway, it's just this kind of supports what I was saying. And it's interesting too because I have had people in my life who will give me unsolicited advice about various situations that I'm dealing with or things that I say or think about. And there's not always consideration for, you know, like why I choose to do something or why I choose to think a certain way. Uh, but I'm sure I've done this with other people too. So, there's very much a strong message here of um, recognizing that have we all have our own kind of experiences under our belt that are different from everyone else's, that have informed us in a certain way of for ourselves of how we need to show up, how we need to be, the things we want to do. And this is true in a lot of different ways. Like, for example, let's talk about diet. There's so many different diets out there. When people say, I'm going on a diet, and it's like some of the diets are very contradictory to one another, and yet people experience positive results by doing these different diets. And it's because we all have a different makeup. And this is in all different ways, self in the self-help world. I don't like self-help, so self improvement. um in many different ways. Religion is another big one. Any religion that comes along and says everyone needs to do it this way, well, we're all different. We all have different understandings and yeah, different things that have informed us, that have made us who we are. And there's no one size fits all in this world. I feel like, with the exception of high vibrational things such as love, such as gratitude, such as kindness, understanding. Um, anyway, So this is kind of saying like, okay, if you're on your high horse about something, just remember that it might be the perfect thing for you, but may not be the perfect thing for someone else for whatever reason, and that's okay. So, oh, okay. Well, that's a message. All right, so let me get a couple of angel cards. Yeah. Oh, I know. I know. That's a message for me too. Respect. See, there we go. Yes. I said it. Well, did I? I don't know if I used the word respect, but that is definitely implied in what I was just talking about. Respecting each other, honoring that we each have our own truths, and that doesn't make other people wrong. That doesn't make us wrong. And what comes out? Truth. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have a theme. We have quite a theme here. Yeah, respecting and honoring each other's truths. We may not agree with somebody else's truth, and that's okay. We're not always meant to, but we can hold the space for someone else to have their own truth. And I know this gets sticky with there are some things where we see other people having a truth that feels like a direct attack to us. I feel like I'm just not even going to go there. We're just going to go with the message: respect and honor each other, and do our best to stand in our own truth from a place of respecting ourselves and respecting others. Leaving it at that. Okay. Wisdom of the Oracle coming out. Wisdom of the Oracle. What's the story here? Exchanging gifts in reverse, 27. Observer, 49. Yang in reverse, number 1. Okay. Okay. So there's something about you potentially have taken on something that you weren't prepared for. You may have jumped in head first, dove in head first, jumped in feet first. You jumped into the deep end of something, thinking you knew enough. You had what you needed to move forward, but then discovered you couldn't swim, or you didn't you needed a floaty after all. You're a little too tired to tread water. I mean, whatever happened here, you found yourself in over your head. And it could have something to do with overgiving. Like maybe you felt like you needed to say yes to something, or to somehow give back, and thinking you knew enough to be able to do that, and then come to find that, um, you were depleted, or somehow, Yeah, because you didn't have all the information. You found yourself. Yeah, there was some kind of like detriment to this. And so you are or have been taking a step back. Or like something happened here. You somehow got yourself out of the the deep end. And now you're kind of in this place where you're like, okay, what can I learn from this? Well, I'm learning that I need to that there's more that I need to learn. I see that I jumped in too quick, that I overgave somehow, that I didn't have all the facts, or somehow, sometimes we think we're ready and then we just aren't, and we don't know that until we jump. And so, and it was something that you like, that you still may be wanting to kind of muscle your way through this. Like, no, I started this, so I need to keep going. I need to finish it. I need to put everything in. And you're being guided to take your hands off the reins, to step back and get into receiving mode. Get into the place where you can start taking in information rather than thinking that you know the answers and are going to push forward despite a lot of things kind of telling you otherwise. Hey, there's Redbeard. Hello. Not allowed in the deep end of the pool. Unless you have those little like floaty wings. Then you'd be okay. Um yeah. Yeah, so yeah, yeah, you need to procure some kind of flotation device. It's going to help you through this. Maybe someone's given you a truth about this. A, a difficult truth, but one that is necessary. Anyway, let's keep going. What am I going? I'm going to go with the Enchanted Map Oracle. Magic Prayer 32. Bone Collector number 1. And Yang is number 1. Yang. Um, See, the Bone Collector speaks to me. This person here is is an elder, has gained some experience, is quite wise. There's a lot of skulls around them, and then there's a clock next to them, and a bunny. It's like having learned. There's a need to learn from your quote unquote mistakes, or maybe you have done. Um, it's wisdom that is gained from learning how to step back, learning to understand that your way isn't always the right way, that maybe somebody else has some knowledge, wisdom, information for you that's going to help you. But there's a need for humility in allowing some kind of truth to come to you, to accept, to allow accepted truth, to understand that you need to pivot, because with that bunny there, you know rabbits like kind of stop, and they're very still, and then suddenly they can turn and go in a different direction at a moment's notice. The ability to pivot and then go fast. Solitude, 13, which am I doing the math right? 13. Yeah, observer breaks down to 13, which break down to a 4. 4 is a number of stability, structure, foundation. And so there's something about using your skills of observation, looking at your your part of things, your own truths, um, as and doing that in a place, in a time and a place where you are alone, where you can really focus on yourself and not be distracted by other things, people, whatever. There's This is a part of the wisdom that is coming to you, whether it's being given to you by someone else, or whether, or by, your spirit guides, the universe. And if you're not there yet, you are being guided to take some time for yourself, with yourself, because there's some kind of message the universe is trying to give you, that that you can't get if you have other distractions. So, okay, no, I want the what's it called? This deck, the Osho Zen Tarot. Exhaustion, 9 of Fire. Morality, Queen of Air, or Queen of Clouds. Completion, the World, which is fixed signs: Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, this exhaustion really speaks to what I was saying, which is like you jumped into something. You're like, yeah, I'm going to build this. I'm going to go for it, and you didn't have the manual, or you thought you could just kind of slap some things together and make something work. And you, in the whole process, you did something. You got far enough, but it exhausted you. It completely depleted you, because you were, it's like, it's that saying, work smarter not harder. And you were you were working harder. You didn't have the knowledge, the wisdom, the understanding to do it any other way. And this morality card, um it really aligns with this message of, um kind of a self-righteous, this is self-righteous energy. Now, this could be coming from someone else, where you felt like you had to build something, do something, be some way, in order to conform to someone else's standards. That's a part of this too. But this could also be where your own moral code kept, was kind of an ego thing, kind of kept you um, stuck in doing something that you weren't ready for, wasn't quite right for you. You had more to learn, whatever that is. And I love that we come to this, it's like, I'm exhausted. I've been through it, dealing with someone who's, I don't know, there's just this inability. It's a very inflexible energy. It's rigid, and just like, no, things need to be a certain way. And this is like, having learned the lesson, having come out the other side, being like, oh, okay, I understand where I was being too inflexible. I was, through this kind of period of time of observing um, someone else or yourself and gaining this wisdom through going within. You're spending time on your own. It's like, oh, I finally understand what happened here. I finally understand how I overgave or how I jumped in and I didn't have all the answers. I thought I knew everything. I thought I had the truth and that was it. And that's the thing about the queen of clouds. Very honest, very all about the truth, but sometimes the truth can be skewed because of our own filter, because of our yeah, well, our own perspective. And so this completion is it's about closing out that cycle. It's about having finally found that final puzzle piece and gaining some kind of feeling of peace, of calm, serenity, and understanding how how you were um you were operating in a place of not having all of the answers, which is normal. It's okay. Nothing wrong with that. It's just it's yeah, you coming to a place of humbling yourself. So, what's next? What wants to be known, seen, heard? Yeah, okay. Um, I want the shaman, whatever it's called, the sacred mystical shaman thing cards. I love this deck so much. But I don't know the cards very well, so I always have to read, which is one of the reasons I don't use this deck as often. The sacrifice, 44. So we have 4 again. So there's something about needing to sacrifice your stability, what you perceive to be your stability. Um, or that like this part of you feeling like if you don't keep pushing forward, you are going to sacrifice some kind of stability. The owl, 39, which is about wisdom. Yeah, hang on. Just looking at my numbers here. Okay. The Andean cross, too. Yeah, I'm already. I shouldn't have gotten 3 cards, but it's what wanted to come out. So let me just get my book real quick. Um, what is this Andean cross about? The Andean cross announces the start to a great journey. It's time to raise your gaze from the mundane day to day to that which until now has seemed beyond your grasp. Allow new wisdom to guide you. Allow new wisdom to guide you. And stop trying to make sense of it all before you respond with a resounding yes. Stop trying to make sense of it all before responding with a resounding yes. It's like there's something here around trying to control the outcome, trying to control something. And it's like there's a need, again, with this humility and to respect that um, there is there is a there's more knowledge to be gained. There's more wisdom to be gained. There's something that you are starting a new journey after coming to this completion. And any kind of new journey that you begin is there's an element of being a beginner and not knowing all the answers and respecting those who might, who have some wisdom and knowledge to help you on your path, who have truth to offer you, their own truth, which may be different from yours. But there's something about embracing that. Okay, good. That wasn't so bad. Yeah, I understand. I definitely have issues with internet stability myself, and you can often tell when you see the replay of my videos. It's very sad. Anyway, um, going with the guides of the hidden realms. What time is it? Okay. Collaboration. Oh, love and partnership. Collaboration, intimacy, power dynamics. 12, which breaks down to a 3. The owl also is 12, breaks down to a 3. So there is some kind of collaboration here, partnership, whether romantic or otherwise, where somebody has a different perspective. There's wisdom to be gained from a partnership. Oh, tummy's growling. The masks we wear. Self expression, protection, and authentic self. 33. Just looking at my numbers again. Um, so, so there's something about being more authentic, taking off that mask, recognizing that somehow you were wearing a mask and possibly didn't even realize it. We're taught to do this in many cultures, to not be who we truly authentically are. And it is, and even if we're not taught that, we go through things that put us in a place where we're like, I need to protect myself. So I'm going to pretend to be different than I am as a way to gain respect. But because we are all energetically connected, people can inherently sense this, even if they're not conscious of it. Usually aren't conscious of it. But, when someone is not in an energy of self-respect, then other people sense that and don't respond accordingly. They don't treat you with respect if you're not respecting yourself, and vice versa. So there's something about being more authentic, and that is a form of self-respect, and then that is inviting respect from others. It's a little bit it sometimes can feel a little bit backwards because we learn to not show our authentic self, usually from childhood wounding, as a form of protection. And maybe at the time that was correct, but we grow up and then it's like it's needing to change, to reprogram ourselves, to start to awaken to a new truth. Oh, one more. What is holy? What is true? Appreciation, witnessing the unmerited gift of grace. Wow. Wow. What is true? Truth. Uh-huh. Um, Uh-oh, my card fell. Um, Witnessing, observer, appreciation. I feel like the appreciation is tied to this respect, is tied to this taking off the mask, becoming more authentic to who you really are. 14 also breaks down to a 5. Where's the there's a 5 on the table. Yeah. Yeah. Magic prayer. Both of these break down to a 5. 5 is a number of change. There's something about changing, desiring to change what doesn't feel right anymore. Desiring to change some kind of outcome from something that it didn't work out for you because of realizing you didn't have all the answers. You didn't have the full truth, or you had a skewed truth. Because magic prayer, you put out a prayer somehow, some way to help your situation. And there was magic in that because there was some kind of, I feel like there's some kind of humility in that, understanding through this, through observing, through knowing inherently that you needed assistance, and it was brought to you. um Sometimes we ask for help thinking the help is going to make things easier. But what often happens is we say, you know, please help me be stronger. And we are given a situation where we are forced to stand and be strong. And it is not easy. Our prayers are often answered in the form of a lesson. It's not like, oh, here you go. Now everything's fine. It's kind of the opposite in a lot of times. So, okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, yep. I want the Gateway of Light activation. Orion activation. Supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirthed by light. Yep, there's a renewal here with this Andean cross, right? Um, and you, yes, you are being rebirthed by light. The light is the piece that you were missing before. And this bone collector has a lot of light around their head. That is a part of the wisdom. Some kind of wisdom is being passed on to you, or you're in some form. Recreation. Supernova. Yeah, there's this huge like explosion of, I feel like once you come to this place of completion, once you've gone in and gained this wisdom, then you're like ready to go out on the scene to like bring all this forward, this new energy. Third eye activation, brow chakra, inner vision, clear seeing. Clear seeing, seeing the truth from a new perspective. Learning to respect the different kinds of truths, different forms of truth. Order of Melchizedek. Embraced by light, mission uncovered, don't give up. Yeah. So so wherever you're at here, this is saying you're still on the right path. Even though something didn't work out, you are meant to move forward in some way. Because of this, despite this, the same thing but in, a different version slightly, but all of this that's happening is uncovering, it's like the wisdom that you're gaining is helping you to see a new truth that is tied to your mission on this planet, what you are actually meant to do, the truth you are meant to share with others, and not in any kind of moralistic way trying to stuff something down someone's throat, but just like, it's kind of like living your truth, leading by example. But don't give up. If you're still in this place where you're like, I put everything into this and it's not working out, I should just walk away, and the universe is like, no, 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 you have things to learn. That's why this happened. It's not because you're wrong or bad, or you made a mistake that can't be fixed. It's all, I mean, all of these, it's like, both of these are portals, doors that you are being led to and through. And on the other side is all of this energy. There's some kind of, I don't know what you'd call that, like a power spot, braced by light. It's a place that you can go to recharge. Okay. Okay. I really want to get some cards from the Radical Abundance deck. Fantasy. Are you fantasizing about giant treats and sweets? Oh, what is this fantasy? Whatever it is, I feel like this is a part of your mission. This is a part of what spurred you on in the first place. You had some kind of fantasy about what you were going to be able to get, enjoy, create through jumping in, through doing something. Not totally based in reality, though. We typically don't come across giant giant ice cream cones like this that could potentially smother us and kill us. Acknowledgement of the fantasy. That's a part of this observer. That's a part of the truth that you're coming to, that you you got really swept up in some big idea that sounded really good, and this speaks to that humility I was speaking of, because of gaining some wisdom, all those crystals coming off this guy's head. It's like this is a part of the what did we have here? Like rebirth by light, the clear seeing. It's like all coming to you through these downloads from the universe. It's totally fine to fantasize, but if you're going to actually act on the fantasy, you want to bring some amount uh, practicality. How are you going to make this fantasy a reality? And you're acknowledging that. And play. Oh, I love it. See, yeah, this the monkey and the octopus have different truths because they live in different worlds, but they're coming together to play a harmonious tune. um, appreciate each other, understanding that there is a commonality of wanting to create this harmony, be in harmony, to play to play together in an arena that is beneficial to both. This is the reality that after acknowledging the fantasy, it's like, okay, this makes more sense. This play makes more sense because this is about this partnership. Your fantasy, you were forgetting to involve someone else's perspective, someone else's truth. And so now there's this newfound respect of like we can take our separate truths and bring them together to create this harmony. How can you not fantasize when, you got something like this going on in your mind? Again, we are creatures of desire. It is perfectly fine to fantasize. You just, like I said, you gotta, if you're gonna actually act on it, you gotta bring in that practical piece. How are we gonna make this a reality? And there's somebody here who absolutely is able to do that. But again, with the humility, respecting, honoring another person's perspective that may be very different from your own, but there's some kind of wisdom to be gained from that. So let me finish. Let me finish with, yeah, beyond Lemuria. Yeah, yes, we've got a feline friend here, looking very Egyptian. A lot of swirling energy around. Stars. There's a crystal off in the distance, almost like shining through a portal or something. I talked about these portals here. Ah, the portal keeper. Our furry feline friends are our portal keepers. Portals are gateways to other layers of reality. They can be accessed through inner practices or externally in places such as the planet's vortices. Gently explore the edges of your existence. Spend time listening in the forest. Deepen your meditation practice. Dance yourself into ecstasy. Explore psychic tools and study new healing modalities. These are all things that are inviting you to expand beyond your truth, your truth. And I'm really drawn to the solitude card here. A lot of these are really they're things that you really need to be alone in order to really like, yeah, like dig deep and find the new perspectives. Uh Understand. Yeah. Yeah. Um if you if you feel lacking in purpose or life seems a little mundane, remember there's never a reason to be bored. And mission uncovered. You're somehow through this process, you are uncovering your mission, your purpose for being here. You may have been bored. I mean, this kind of mentality, this kind of energy is quite boring. It's very what's the word? It's not expansive. The opposite of expansive is very small, and I can't think of the word, but anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Um, there's never a reason to be bored. What we experience with our physical senses is just the tip of the iceberg. Magic exists wherever you care to find it. Ooh, magic prayer. You asked, it's some part of yourself asked for the magic, to bring the magic into the situation. The universe said, okay, here it comes. Embrace yourself. Um, you are going through something that is helping you to wake up to your own magic, the magic that's all around you. And it says, look between the lines to limitless discovery. I mean, I love this because this really speaks to what my channel, the name of my channel, is all about: inviting possibilities, being open to new truths, new discoveries, new understandings. As long as we are alive on this planet, there are new things to discover, there are new realms to explore, portals to go through. We don't ever know everything. I mean, we just don't. There's so much we don't know. And this is one of the things, I come across people who are like, no, science. Rah." But the thing about science is there are always those scientists who are thinking outside of the box, who are like, well, let me ask the question, what if? And sometimes they uncover something that previously was known to be, no, it's this way. And all of a sudden they discover something is not that way. And I mean, it happens over and over again. And so science is not, there are some things that have been proven, but there are so many things that are yet to be understood. So to have a rigid mindset of like, no, it needs to be this way, this is how it is, it's like it's so limiting. That's the word I was looking for. Limiting. Open up, expand your mind, expand your consciousness, your understanding. Open up to new truths, because there is magic in that. There are, I mean, who knows, giant ice cream cones might actually exist. Maybe, you know, I mean, fantasy is our it's the thing that helps us to lead us through new portals, new gateways. Some say if you can imagine it, you can create it. We put limits on ourselves. So anyway, take that with you, and just know that there are portals for you to walk through. Truths to be gained from others, and a lot of respect to show to those truth keepers, those yeah, those people who have something to share, that it can be fun. So anyway, I'm leaving it there. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, wherever you are in the world, of day and week, wherever you are in the world, and I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And thanks so much for liking, subscribing, and sharing, and leave a comment if it resonates.